for his every breath sings the name of Shri Ram, and his body's every pore vibrates with the name Shri Ram. For that matter, he is the very embodiment of the name Shri Ram. Mahabir Bikram Bajarangi, mighty, powerful and strong as Vajra, Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi, the companion of wisdom, dispeller of dark and evil thoughts, Kanchana Barana Biraj Subesa, of golden hue and extreme charm, Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa, you look beautiful with ear studs and curly hair. A person may be of noble birth and have great strength, but achievement is not possible unless and until he is courageous and ready to put in sincere effort. Hanumanji, who has been called Mahavir, one who is courageous and full of valor, is also Vikram, one who has shown great heroism in his every action at all times, including the most difficult and terrifying of situations. So strong is he physically that he has been called Bajarangi, meaning one with a body as strong as Indra's thunderbolt. There is an interesting story in the Puranas concerning the creation of this mighty missile of Indra Devta, the Vajra. Once there was a battle between the Devtas and the Asuras, the forces of good and evil. Indra, the king of the Devtas, approached Brahmaji, the creator, and sought of him a weapon for which the Asuras would have absolutely no match. Brahmaji replied that such an invincible weapon could be made only from the backbone of a great rishi such as Dadichi. So Indra Devta approached the great sage Dadichi, who out of his supreme compassion readily sacrificed his body for the protection of the general good. Thus, Hanumanji's body is not only invincible, but also it is always available for the service of others, service of those who are sumati or good. In short, Hanumanji's entire life is to protect the good and destroy all evil tendencies both within and without. Someone who is so strong and mighty and can perform the most terrible deeds tends to conjure up a very fierce, perhaps even a very frightening image. The irony, however, is that Hanumanji is a tall, dark, handsome and most adorable personality. Kanchana Barana, he has a golden hue. Besides gold or tanned, Kanchan also means attractive. Biraja Subesa, he is handsome and charming. His ears adorned with beautiful earrings and his hair thick, dark and curly. One may wonder, can a monkey really be so beautiful? Is there anyone who does not find his or her mother beautiful despite her old age and wrinkles? Is not every mother beautiful because of the love that shines through her? Similarly, Hanumanji is the most lovable character of the Ramayana, for he brings love and joy to everyone. In fact, the very chapter in which Hanumanji is glorified in the Ramayana is called Sundar Kand, the beautiful chapter. In Sanskrit literature, it is described that the true ornaments of the ears are not earrings made of jewels, but Harikatha, or listening to the glories of the Lord. And Hanumanji has the most stunning of such earrings. Kunchita Kesa. Kesha, besides meaning hair, also means rays, which implies rays of knowledge are constantly emanating forth from him. Haath Vajra or Dwaja Biraje. In your hand are Vajra and the flag. Kande Munja Janehu Saje, and the sacred thread of Munja grass adorns your shoulder. Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandan, O son of Shankar, O child of Kesari, Tej Pratapa Mahajagabandhan, your luster and glory is praised by the whole world. We never see Hanumanji with a thunderbolt or the flag in his hand? For our Hanumanji is almost always pictured with the gada or club in his hand. The implication here is that Vajra and flag are etched on Sri Hanumanji's palms, which means Hanumanji is born with strength, represented by the Vajra, and success and fame, represented by the flag. In the world, we find many people who are born with a glorious destiny but squander it all due to their lack of sense control. How many people born with a silver spoon in the mouth, sometimes a golden spoon, inheriting vast business empires, squander away all they have through their excesses and overindulgence in the world of sensuality? Hanumanji's shoulders are adorned with the Janeyu, the sacred thread made up of munja grass, which means he lives a life of brahmacharya, intelligent self-control and moderation. Thus, not only is he born with a noble destiny, but with his brahmacharya, he has guarded it and enhanced it even further. Today, the sacred thread ceremony, Janeyu or Upanayana, has become a mere extravagant rite or spectacle with absolutely no significance or teaching to the young boy to whom it is given. The Janeyu or Janya is given to the child to instruct and remind him of the need for discipline and values as he embarks on his education and quest for knowledge. For no knowledge can be gained when our mental energies are dissipated. It is a man of self-control, discipline and virtues like Hanumanji who is victorious and successful in any endeavor. 3 are the glorious fathers that Hanumanji has. He was sired by the Tej of Shivji, Pavan Devta was instrumental in his birth, and Kesari, who was the husband of Anjani, reared him with fatherly love. Children invariably inherit the qualities of their parents. From Shivji, Hanumanji inherited devotion, compassion and austerity. From Pavan Devta, strength, service and humility. From Kesari, who was a chieftain, deeply loyal to the throne of Kishkinda, he learnt courage, valor and loyalty. From Anjani, his mother, he gained purity, beauty, gentleness and love. And that is why his lustre and glory is praised by the whole world. There is another interesting meaning to Shankara Suvana, which has also been translated as he is not the son of Shankara, because he is the very avatar or manifestation of Lord Shiva himself. And the evidence of this we find in the Shiva Purana. Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur, master of all knowledge, full of virtue and very clever, Rama Kaj Karibeko Atur, ever eager to serve Shri Ram, Prabhu Charitra Sunibe-ko Rasiya, reveling in the narration of the glories of the Lord, Ram Lakhan Sita Man Basiya, with Shri Ram, Lakshmanji and Sita ji ever dwelling in your heart. This simple-looking verse, which basically points out to us the glorious nature of Hanumanji, also reveals to us some very important secrets about how we can achieve success in the work-a-day world. Sita ji in the Ramayana represents not only the supreme peace but also prosperity. Everybody seeks her. When Hanumanji flew across the 800-mile-wide ocean to reach Lanka and find Sita, he encountered 3 obstacles, all of which he tackled very successfully. First appeared Menak Parvat, a pleasure resort in the middle of the ocean, where Hanumanji was invited to rest for a while. So did Hanumanji give in? No. Instead, with folded hands, Shri Hanumanji said, Ram kaj kiye binu Mohee kahan vishram. Till I have completed my Lord's work, there is no rest for me. According to Hanumanji, if you rest, you rust. The Upanishads have also declared openly, having once set your goal, do not rest till you have attained it. The tendency to rest and take breaks in the course of our work is one of the major obstacles to our success in reaching our goal. Thus, the great rishis always advise that once we have set out for something, we should stop not till we have found it. Hanumanji's eagerness to serve the Lord and his sincerity in his work helped him cross over this obstacle of temptations and move forward on the path to success. Also required on the path of success are the wisdom to discriminate, Vidya, cleverness or chaturta to judge situations and act accordingly, plus noble virtues. As Hanumanji continued in his flight across the ocean, there came Sursa, the mother of snakes, to test the cleverness of Hanumanji. She obstructed his way and threatened to eat him. Hanumanji pleaded with her to let him go and promised that once he had completed the Lord's work, he would come back and readily enter her mouth. But she showed no compassion. So Hanumanji increased in size and she opened her mouth wider. He became larger still and Sursa opened her mouth even further. More and more she opened her mouth till it was a full 800 miles wide. Then Hanumanji instantly became small, went into her large, open mouth and came out before she could close it. He said to Sursa, "Now that I have went into your mouth and you did not eat me, let me go." Sursa was pleased with Hanumanji's intelligence and blessed that he would complete his journey successfully. Again, fantastic as the story may appear, it shows us clearly that might is not always right. We must know when to use brutal force and when not to use it. At the same time, we should not turn everything into our prestige issue. The goal is important. We must know when to become big and when to become small. For example, in organizations, families, and our fields of work, when each one is asserting his own opinion and we lose sight of the goal, not moving forward, then for the good of the goal, one should at times sacrifice one's own opinions so as to avoid conflict and not to make it a prestige issue. As Hanuman went further on his flight across the ocean, he felt he was somehow being pulled down into the waters by a mysterious force. That force turned out to be the Rakshasi Sinika, who had the power to bring down all creatures flying overhead. Having dragged them down, she would then proceed to devour them. In the subjective mind, Sinika stands for jealousy. Jealousy in one can never bear the rise of another. It is this jealousy that pulls us down and devours us. Jealousy in one's own heart and jealousy invoked in others is the cause of downfall. One should have no sympathy whatsoever for any trace of jealousy and other such negative, self-degrading tendency in one's bosom. They should be destroyed immediately, just as Hanumanji mercilessly killed Sinika with a blow. Such a guni or noble personality is sure to reach his goal. How do we remind ourselves of our goal? By constantly finding joy in the glory of our goal. Holding on to it with firmness in our heart is the one means to keep ourselves ever inspired, which is the implication of Prabhu Charitra sunibe-ko rasiya Rama Lakhan Sita Mana Basiya. Still, the sweetness and beauty of Hanumanji's character can be realized only by those who have loved dearly. Grandparents, for instance, never get tired listening and speaking about their little grandchildren. In fact, they relish it. A lover never gets tired of hearing about the beloved. In the same way, Hanumanji revels in the narration of the glories of the Lord Shri Ram. Indeed, such was Hanumanji's devotion that once when Sitaji lovingly gave Hanumanji her precious pearl necklace as a gift, Hanumanji broke the necklace, bit into half every pearl, and threw them to the ground. Sitaji, offended, questioned him as to why he was breaking her pearl necklace, throwing the pearls away. Hanumanji innocently replied that he was searching for Shri Ram or his name in them. But mother, none of them have it, and therefore they are useless. Sitaji angrily said, "Do you have Shri Ram within you?" Hanumanji immediately tore open his chest, and Sitaji saw Shri Ram, Lakshmanji and herself glowing in the heart of Hanumanji, and every pore of his body was singing the name of Shri Ram. Sukshma roop dhari siyahi dikhawa. You presented yourself as a little one to Sita. Bikata roop dhari Lanka jarawa. You assumed a mighty form and burnt the city of Lanka. Bhima roop dhari asura sangare. Taking a terrible form, you killed the demons. Ramachandra ke kaj savare. All this you did to fulfill the Lord's mission. So far, Tulsidas ji has exalted in his own mind the personality and the qualities of Hanumanji. Now he describes Hanumanji's glorious achievements. When Hanumanji reached Lanka and found Sitaji sitting under the Ashoka tree, being constantly threatened and frightened by Ravana and his demons, he carefully thought about how he should present himself to her. If he appeared in his mighty form, she could mistake him to be another Rakshas and never trust him. Thus, he appeared in front of Mother Sita in the form of a little monkey so as not to frighten her. After all, whenever one goes to one's mother, however big or great one may be, one must always go with humility. From this portion of the Ramayana story, we also learn that we must always think before we act. When harassed by the Rakshasas, who burnt his tail as per the command of Ravan, Hanumanji took a mighty form and burnt the whole of Lanka, killing the many Rakshasas who had attacked him. Again, here we learn from Hanumanji when to show might and when to be humble. Today, when we face our elders, teachers or guru, we stand up to them with arrogance. But when it comes to confronting our own inner weaknesses and injustices in the world outside, we become weak and we escape from our responsibilities. Everything Hanumanji did, he did not to do with any selfish motive. All was merely to carry out the Lord's work, which is to establish dharma or righteousness and justice in the world. Laye Sanjeevana Lakhana jiaye. With the Sanjeevani herbs, you restored life to Lakshman. Shri Raghuvir Harashi uralaye. Shri Ramchandra ji embraced you in deep joy. Raghupati kini bahut badhai. The Lord praised you highly. Tum mama priya bharata hi samabhai, and said you were as dear to him as his brother Bharat. During the war, when Indrajit, the son of Ravan, injured Lakshmanji with his mighty missile, Lakshmanji fell into a coma. The only medicine that could revive Lakshmanji was the Sanjeevani booty, or the life-giving herb, which was found only in the Himalayas, which had to be administered to him before dawn. While everybody was still discussing the impossibility of bringing it, Hanumanji quickly flew to the Himalayas, found the mountain, and carried the entire mountain back to Lanka, thus bringing life not only to Lakshmanji but also to Ramchandraji, who seemed to have lost all hopes for Lakshmanji, who was as dear to him as life itself. At that moment, Shri Ramchandraji could not express his joy, love and gratitude. He wondered what he should give Hanumanji in return. And looking into his own heart, he decided he would remain forever indebted to Hanumanji. There was nothing he could give Hanuman in return, So he gave himself to Hanumanji by embracing him and bathing him with the tears of his joy and love. Shri Ramchandraji praised Hanumanji highly and said, "You are as dear to me as my brother Bharat." We all know how extremely dear to Ramchandraji his brother Bharat was. And yet, Shri Hanumanji, even though not a blood relation and a monkey at that, gained such a high status, all because of his love and dedicated service to Shri Ramchandraji. Sahasa vadana tumaro jas gave. May the thousand-hooded snake Sheshnag sing your glory. Asa kahi Shripati kantha lagave. Saying so, the Lord of Lakshmi, Shri Ramchandraji, embraced you. Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisa, the Sanat Kumars, Brahmaji, the other gods, and great saints, Narad, Sarad, Sahita Ahisa, Narad, Saraswati ji, along with Sheshnag, sing your praise. Glorifying him further, Bhagwan blessed Sri Hanumanji, saying that may Sheshnag, the snake that holds the entire universe on its thousands of heads, is the teacher of the Vedas and who survives after the destruction of the universe, sing his glory with its thousands of mouths. Sheshnag represents the principle of time, which is made up of countless moments or heads, which means Bhagwan blessed Hanumanji that his glories would be sung throughout eternity. Not only Sheshnag, but also the four great saints, the Sanat Kumars, the creator Brahmaji himself, with all